Title: My cheating wife returned home from her date with her affair partner, smiling like nothing was wrong. But I greeted her coldly, saying, "You have 10 minutes to sign the divorce papers and leave my house." What she didn't expect was her lover's wife, who stepped in and set the stage for a nightmare that would make her regret ever crossing me. From the moment I met Sophia, I believed we had something real. She was charming, intelligent, and ambitious, a perfect match for me in every way. We both worked in competitive fields, she as a financial consultant, and me as an executive in luxury hospitality. Our demanding jobs meant we understood each other's busy schedules, or at least, that's what I thought. The cracks started small. Sophia, who once made time to have dinner with me every evening, began working late more often. I told myself not to overthink it. Our industries were demanding, and I trusted her. But then came the text. One evening, as we sat on the couch watching TV, her phone buzzed. She grabbed it quickly, laughing nervously before muting it and turning it face down on the table. "Who's that?" I asked casually. "Just a client," she replied, not meeting my eyes. "He's been a bit needy lately." Her answer seemed plausible, but the way her shoulders tensed and her fingers clutched the phone told another story. That night, doubt crept into my mind, and it wouldn't let go. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing patterns. Sophia's late nights coincided with an increasing number of missed calls and texts that she dismissed as work emergencies. She became more distant, her once warm demeanor replaced by cold indifference. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, so I decided to investigate. One Friday evening, after she left for yet another supposed client meeting, I checked her laptop. She had forgotten to log out of her email, and what I found confirmed my worst fears. There were dozens of messages between her and a man named Adrian. They weren't just flirtatious, they were explicit, detailing their plans to meet at fancy restaurants and boutique hotels. My stomach churned as I scrolled through the emails. Adrian wasn't just anyone. He was a married man, and worse, he was someone I'd met before at one of Sophia's work events. The pieces fell into place, the stolen glances, the way they had laughed at each other's jokes a little too much. It all made sense now, but I wasn't ready to confront her yet. I needed more. Over the next month, I became a man on a mission. I hired a private investigator to follow Sophia and document her movements. The pictures and videos he provided left no doubt. Sophia and Adrian were having an affair. The investigator also uncovered something else. Adrian's wife, Amelie, was completely unaware of her husband's double life. The irony wasn't lost on me. Adrian, who had so boldly pursued my wife, had no idea that his own actions were about to come crashing down on him. I reached out to Amelie anonymously, sending her a package with copies of the evidence I had gathered. I included a note that simply read, "You deserve to know the truth. Call me if you want to talk." A few days later, my phone rang. It was Amelie. Amelie was understandably devastated, but she wasn't the type to wallow in self-pity. Over coffee at a quiet cafe, we laid everything on the table: her husband's deceit, my wife's betrayal, and the toll it had taken on both of us. "I want to confront him," she said, her voice steady despite the tears in her eyes. "But I want to do it in a way he'll never forget." Her determination sparked something in me. "What if we confront them together?" I suggested. "They think they've gotten away with this. Let's show them they haven't." Amelie smiled for the first time that evening. "I like the way you think." We spent weeks planning the perfect confrontation. The stage was set for a Saturday evening when Sophia had told me she'd be working late again. This time, I knew exactly where she'd be, at a high-end restaurant downtown with Adrian. Amelie and I arrived early, taking a table in the corner where we could see everything without being seen. Sure enough, they arrived hand in hand, laughing as though they didn't have a care in the world. My blood boiled, but I forced myself to stay calm. The moment needed to be perfect. When their entrees arrived, Amelie and I made our move. We walked up to their table together, and the look of pure panic on their faces was worth every sleepless night. "Sophia," I said coldly, "you forgot to mention you'd be dining with Adrian tonight." "And Adrian," Amelie added, her voice dripping with venom. I see you've been keeping busy. The restaurant fell silent as the four of us stood there, the tension palpable. Sophia stammered, her face flushed. Jakob, I can explain. You'll have plenty of time to explain, I interrupted, pulling a folder from my bag and placing it on the table. Here are the divorce papers. You have 10 minutes to sign them, pack your things, and get out of my house. Divorce, she repeated, as though the concept was foreign to her. You're being ridiculous. No, Sophia, I said, my voice steady. What's ridiculous is you thinking I wouldn't find out. What's ridiculous is you throwing away our marriage for this. Adrian tried to stand, but Amélie placed a hand on his arm, forcing him back into his seat. You're not going anywhere, Adrian, she said. We're far from done. Amélie then pulled out her own folder, containing her own damning evidence. Your company's board will be receiving this on Monday, she said calmly. Let's see how they feel about their CFO using company funds to wine and dine his mistress. Adrian's face turned ashen. You wouldn't. Oh, I would, Amélie replied with a cold smile. And I will. Sophia left that night with nothing but the clothes on her back. I changed the locks the next morning and had her belongings delivered to her parents' house. She called, texted, and even showed up at my office, but I refused to see her. Our divorce was finalized within months, and she walked away with far less than she had expected. As for Adrian, his life unraveled quickly. True to her word, Amélie sent the evidence to his company's board. He was fired within days, and the news of his affair spread like wildfire through their social circles. Amélie filed for divorce shortly after, and I heard through the grapevine that Adrian was living in a dingy apartment, far removed from the life of luxury he once enjoyed. Amélie and I stayed in touch for a while, supporting each other as we rebuilt our lives. Over time, we found a sense of peace, knowing we had taken control of a situation that could have destroyed us. Betrayal may break you, but it also reveals your strength. Sometimes the best revenge is not just exposing the truth, but ensuring the ones who hurt you will never forget the consequences of their actions. In the end, justice isn't just about what you lose, it's about what you gain when you take your power back. Thank you for being a part of this story with me. If it moved you, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Lauren's story. I've noticed many of you who enjoy these stories aren't subscribed yet. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel, you're becoming part of a community that values deep, meaningful storytelling. Let's continue exploring these heartfelt journeys together. Don't forget to click the notification bell